Have you ever felt like giving up, waving the white flag and saying, I'm done? Well, in today's video, we're going to provide a few ways to get yourself out of a slump and what I learned from going 6 months without a paycheck. Hey everyone, welcome to the Nenni & Associates Executive Search channel. I'm Jim Schaefer, and we're focused here on providing you with exclusive content for improving your hiring, interviewing, and recruiting strategies. Now, if you're new here, be sure to subscribe to our channel, and if you're finding value in this content, please hit the like button and share with a friend or a colleague. Now, last thing that I would ask here, if you have questions about this topic or ideas for future videos, please drop those in the comments below. I really would love to hear from you. So let's get into today's video. Reflecting back on the first half of 2018 is tough. It was the worst stretch of my professional career financially. Not to mention during this time, my wife was pregnant with our first daughter who was due in March of that year. And to make matters even more stressful, we owned 2 rental properties, both of which were vacant at the time, and we just weren't finding any tenants quickly enough. So to sum up my situation here, I was solely relying on income from my job here as a recruiter, and I had 0 income coming in. I had a baby on the way and 3 mortgages to cover. I felt like giving up. I mean, maybe I should try something else and maybe find something more stable. Maybe this recruiting thing really wasn't for me anymore, and deep down, I knew this wasn't an option though, but what would this solve? I mean, how did I let things get so bad? I pictured myself going on interviews and the interviewer asking me, hey, so why are you looking to leave your current job? And if I were being brutally honest about that answer, it would have sounded something like, well, things are really tough right now financially, and I'm not closing any deals, and I'm running away from my problems. I would have sounded like a total wimp. Or I would have lied and made up some story blaming the economy, my company, or someone else, which would have been a half-truth, right? But I hated both of those options. So if you're a hiring manager and you're asking that question to a prospective candidate, why are you looking to leave? Listen to the answer. Are they running away from something, or are they running towards something? I would have been running away from something, and I was not going to let this be part of my narrative, because failure is okay if you gave it your all and you fell short and you learned something along the way, because I believe you don't win or you lose, you win or you learn. But failure is absolutely unacceptable if you don't put in the effort. And I knew I wasn't putting in the effort initially, and I knew that I needed to do something different if I wanted different results. In order to provide a framework to pull yourself out of a slump, you need to reflect on what got you there in the first place. And for me, it was complacency, flat out. 2017 was my best year to date financially, and I got comfortable. And comfort can be the greatest enemy of sustained success in any field, but especially for a heavily commissioned salesperson. I thought things would turn around and my usual customers would take care of me. Well, they didn't. The job orders didn't show up, and I wasn't being proactive. I fell asleep at the wheel and only woke up when the low fuel light was dinging. So what did I learn? Here are the 5 lessons that you can apply if you want to avoid your future slump or get you out of one currently if you're there. All right, number 1 is don't get complacent. Always stay hungry. It's great to set an income goal, but use it as a checkpoint, not an end point. Number 2 is don't let your pipeline get too thin. This was one of my biggest takeaways. I finally looked at my pipeline and realized I let things slip away, which of course tied into this complacency factor. So always have a full pipeline. Number 3, invest in personal development. This may seem counterintuitive if you don't have income coming in. Your first reaction is restriction, right? To pull back and to conserve. But think about the story of the World War II pilot whose engines stalled out over the Pacific. When the plane started to go down and lose elevation, you'd think your first reaction is to do what? Is to pull up. But this is wrong. A good pilot knows you have to dive to put air in the propellers and pull up at the last second for a safe water landing. So I'm telling you to go against this reaction and double down and invest in yourself. Dive in, invest in personal development programs online, buy good books, and put the words of wisdom into practice. And this may cost money, but I guarantee you'll see a massive return on this investment. All right, moving on to number 4, take responsibility and accountability for your situation. Don't play the victim card and blame your boss, blame the economy, or blame your customers. Also, part of taking responsibility for me was the realization that only I was going to create the formula, the concoction to pull myself out of this mess. No amount of conversations, complaining, or praying was going to fix this. Now, I'm a prayerful person, but prayers are only part of the equation. Prayers without works are absolutely worthless. You can't rely on hope alone. All right, the fifth and final takeaway here is take massive frickin' action. Increase your activity levels in every area of your work and be selfless. Help other people in your company. You'd be amazed at what this can do to pull yourself out of a slump. Again, this may seem counterintuitive, helping other people, but you need to do things differently than you were before if you want different results. So after putting all of these practices into play, I was able to recover. The story does have a happy ending. I was able to rebound and still make my 2018 revenue quota, and I achieved my 2018 annual quota in the last 6 months of the year. And I don't say this as a badge of honor. I say this as words of encouragement to never give up and words of caution to never get complacent. So that's it for today's video. Be sure to subscribe to this channel. And if you're finding value in this content, which I hope you are, be sure to hit the like button and share with a friend or a colleague. And the last thing that I would ask here, like I mentioned before, if you have questions on this video or ideas for future video topics, please drop those in the comments below. I really would love to hear from you. So until next time, I'm Jim Schaefer, and we'll catch you on the next episode.